Welcome to Online Classes with Yoga Cheryl. This week we'll be working on a Z-pose series, which is very helpful for rebalancing the pelvis and can help to ease the pain of sciatica or from sitting at the desk in a car or in an airplane for long periods of time. Today we're going to need several props, a set of 2 blocks, and a bolster. You might also need a blanket, but I'm not going to show this with a blanket today. So let's start with the mudra. We're going to lie on the back actually to help bring some breath awareness into the belly. I'm going to move the blocks to the side. Lay down on the back. Place the hands so that the thumbs are touching and the sides of the index fingers are touching, and those are resting right across the belly. So the thumbs are near the navel and the index fingers are pointing down toward the pubic bone. I've got the bolster under my knees just to relax the low back. You can also use a blanket under the back of the head if necessary. Make sure that the elbows are resting on the floor. So begin to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Allow the breath to come into the lower abdomen. Feeling the sense of expansion on the inhales and the release on the exhales. This mudra is called Trimurti mudra and helps to bring awareness of the breath into the pelvic bowl. So as you're resting, feel the symmetry or the asymmetry of all of the points along the back of the body that are touching the floor or the props. Without changing anything, without trying to make the body more symmetrical, notice the touch of the backs of the heels. Does one leg feel like it's turned out more than the other? Notice the touch of the backs of the knees on the bolster. The heaviness of the 2 sides of the buttocks. Does one buttock feel heavier or like it's dropped into the floor further? Feel the touch of both shoulder blades against the ground, noticing if one side feels like it's winging out more or less. And noticing as well the touch of the elbows. Noticing the touch of the back of the head, and does it feel like it's in the center of the back of the head? Now as we notice these inconsistencies between the right and left halves of the body, do so without judgment, with an attitude of observation as opposed to trying to fix or change. Continue to breathe into the belly for 3 more rounds. Expanding inhalations into the abdomen, deeply releasing on the exhale. And then relax the hands to the sides and bend the knees one and then the other. Roll over to the side and come back up to a seated position, pushing yourself up. So the sequence is called Z position, Z pose series. And the position of the legs is going to look a little bit like a Z. One leg will stay in an external rotation like you sit in a cross-legged position. The other leg is going to roll in. Make sure you're on the inside edge of the ankle and the inside of the knee, and that the toes and the knees here in the front are joining. If you need to sit up higher, you could sit on a blanket or a bolster. If the knees are lifted, you could also use support of the block under the knee, either the front knee or the back knee. Just make sure that you're sitting up comfortably and you do not have to hold yourself up with your hand. So the key to this series of movements is that we will go with the breath. We'll do 5 movements each round and really follow the sense of fluidness of the pelvis and the breath as we move. The idea here is that as we move from a pelvis that is purposefully asymmetric, we're going to intend to rebalance any imbalances that might be in the pelvis already. You might notice that one side is going to feel a lot easier to sit than the other side. So just, again, being aware of those differences without trying to judge them or change them at this point. We're going to start with the cat-cow. Hands are going to start on the knees. I'll show you 2 things you can do with your arms. One is hands to knees. This is for those that might need a little extra help with cat-cow. As you take a breath in, it's going to be a little bit challenging to get the back bend to happen, but think about dropping the pubic bone toward the ground and lifting the chest up toward the ceiling. Slide the hands back toward the hips and lift up through the head. And then on the exhalation, tuck the tailbone under, reach the hands towards the knees, round the back, and look at the belly. So try to get as much movement in the pelvis in these 2 actions as possible. Inhale, hands slide back, pubic bone drops down, arching, exhale, tucking belly to tail and pulling the belly right above the pubic bone strongly in and rounding. So 3 more with the breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale into cow, exhale into cat. And inhale and exhale. Finish with a breath in to create length, and then come back to neutral. Then bring the left hand beside your hip. Bring your right hand to your right hip. We're going to turn a little bit toward the left side. Press the right hip forward as you turn the belly and chest. This is an inhale movement. The exhale brings you back to the center. So you're pressing, pulsing the hip forward. Turning on the inhale and releasing on the exhale. 2 more like that. Inhale, press forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, press forward. Exhale, release. Let's add the arm. Bring the hand back towards the back toe. This time draw a diagonal line as you press your hip forward, reaching toward the ceiling. And then exhale, diagonally draw back down. So inhale, press and reach. And exhale, back to the beginning. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last time we're going to hold. Inhale, reach and hold. Relax the shoulder, relax the back buttock. And then releasing on the exhalation back to the center. So turn toward the front knee, one hand on either side of the front knee. And this is a dolphin diving movement. The idea is that the spine makes this very nice circular action. So the idea here is that on the exhalation, you're going to bend your elbows, scoop chin, chest forward. Exhale, belly in, tailbone dropping, and you bend your elbows and drop forward. Inhale, scoop. Exhale, back and down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last time. Inhale and exhale. Finish on the inhale, lifting up. Turn the navel toward the kneecap. Lengthen the belly out and come to straight arms or forearms or all the way down or a block under the head, whatever you need. Now in this position, this front part of the abdomen, there's a lot of pressure on it. So feel the breath moving into the back of the body. So as you're inhaling, expand into the back ribs. And exhale, release the front body into the thigh. This is an alternative to pigeon position, a little gentler on the hips than the traditional pigeon with a straight back leg. Has a similar sensation of stretch in the outer front hip. Taking just a few more breaths with a slow, relaxed exhalation. And then when you're ready to sit up, hands come behind or under the chest. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, turn to the center. Find your block, bring it right against your hip for the back hand, or front hand actually. You're going to use the block as an extension of the arm. Make sure that your legs, all parts of your legs, are on your sticky mat, not on a hard floor. And we're going to lift up into a back bend. So imagining that there's a string attached to the belly button that's pulling you forward. You're going to come onto the fronts of the shins, using the arm on the block to push. And as you breathe in, lift the arm. And as you breathe out, lower yourself back down. So when you come up, you'll get a nice stretch along the quadricep and psoas of this back leg. So inhale and lift, tailbone descending. Exhale, releasing. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Two more. Inhale and exhale, and then come up and hold. Inhale, lift, stretch. Welcome to circle the arm. That feels appropriate. Another deep breath in and releasing on the breath out. Move the block again. I'm actually going to switch them to the other side for when we change. This time we come into a twisted position. So turning toward the front leg, hands are going to go to the outside of the leg. Now my back hip is not on the ground at all. With this twist, the more my arms stay straight and my body stays lifted, the more the twist will be in the upper part of the back. I'm using my belly to scoop up and into the twist to support. If I want the twist to be more in the mid-back, I can take my arms a little bit further away, keeping them parallel to this leg. Or if I want the twist in my lower back, I can actually bring my elbows down to the ground. So you decide which position feels best to you. Keep pulling the belly into the twist to support your back. Breathing in and breathing out. Before you try to come up from this position, make sure the belly is engaged. Bring the hands back under the chest. Push yourself up. And then carefully walk the hands and the torso back to the center. Now that we're back in the middle again, we're going to come into a side bend. The back hand is going to rest palm up at the crease between the knee and the calf. As we inhale, the front arm is going to reach up and over the head, and you relax the back shoulder towards the hip. Don't scrunch. Exhale to release. Inhale, a lateral bend, and exhale to release. 3 more like that. Inhale, and exhale, feeling the stretch all the way down the lifted arm side. And then one more time. Inhale and exhale. And then sitting right in the center, be right between your two knees. We're going to come forward. Now as I come forward, my back hip will likely lift away from the floor. Arms are going to support. Think of lifting the belly up away from the floor as you reach out. And you can again stay with straight elbows or forearms to the floor or head to the floor, wherever you need to be in this position. Be in a position that you can breathe easily, remembering that if the breath is becoming labored, that you've gone too deep. Imagine a little fishing weight hanging off the end of the tailbone. Let it relax downwards towards the earth. Find the breath in the back body again. And then engage belly, hands come back. Inhale to push yourself up to center. Lean into the front side and let the feet swing forward and give them a little shake. To prepare for the second side, lean and swing the feet back. So just double check your positioning. Every part of your legs should be on your sticky mat. Knees and toe here are joined. Eventually we're going to need this block here on the side, starting with the cat-cow. So I'll show you the alternate arm position for cat-cow on the second side. First time we did sort of this action. Now we're just going to keep the hands on the hips. So as you're inhaling, lift the heart, lift up the tailbone behind you as the pubic bone descends. Exhale, belly, pull right above your pubic bone, in and around. Inhale to arch. Exhale to round the whole spine, keeping the pelvis in motion. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale into cow and exhale, round into cat. Inhale to finish, find that length. And then bring the front hand to the floor, back hand stays on the hip. Inhale, press the hip forward, turn to the right. Exhale, release to center. So inhale, turn, exhale, center. Find the fluidity and motion of the pelvis. So this sequence does a wonderful job at keeping the sacroiliac joints fluid, the low back fluid, and the hips themselves fluid. Let's add in the arm now. Reach back, diagonally inhale forward and up, and exhale back. Inhale forward, and exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. One more, and then we'll hold it. Inhale, and exhale. Then inhale and hold, reaching, relaxing the buttock, relaxing the shoulder. Deep breath in, and a breath out. Good. And then turn toward the front knee, one hand on either side of the knee for our dolphin dive. So remember this one. On the exhale, you drop forward, scooping up. Then exhale, belly in, tail down, dropping forward. Inhale, scooping up, like a dolphin swimming through the water. Feel the circular action that the head makes. This is also very helpful for digestive health because we're squeezing and releasing pressure on the belly. One more. Then the pigeon, lifting, turning the navel toward the knee, and lengthening out, finding a sense of support there on your thigh. and then releasing. The head is bothersome here. You can always hold your head with the hands or put a block there, feeling the stretch in the outside of the right hip. Inhaling into the back body, exhaling deeply from the belly, letting those exhales be a little longer and slower. And then engage belly, hands under shoulders, lift yourself up. Bring the block right beside the hip for the back bend. Make sure that you're still on your mat so that you have some cushion and traction. Imagine a string drawing the belly forward as you reach the arms straight up, tailbone descending on the inhalation. On the exhalation, you're sitting back down. Inhale, lengthen, feel the stretch in the quadricep muscle. Exhale to release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Let's hold here. Feel free to circle the arm. Deep breath, deep stretch, and releasing on the exhalation. Then twisting toward the front leg, hands to the outside, belly spirals up and to the right. Again, straight arms and high for the upper back. Arms move further away from the leg for the middle back, lower to the floor for the low back. Keep breathing, even though this is somewhat constricted. Also, if this is very challenging for you, walk your arms more toward the knee. That's less of a twist. If it's fairly easy for you, you can walk the arms towards the hip, further away from the knee. So finding a place that you can still breathe comfortably, taking one more deep breath in and out. And then engage belly, hands go under the body as you push yourself up. Walk the hands back around to the center and get ready for the side bend. So back hand, palm up onto the crease between the calf and the thigh. Front arm, we're going to inhale and reach and softly release back into the side bend and exhale to come to center. So you're not squeezing down. You're letting gravity relax the body down so that you can stretch on this side and exhale. Inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. And last time, inhale and exhale. And then coming forward, be right between the knees, lifting up, stretching the belly, and dropping forward as far as feels good. So again, relax the tailbone towards the floor, gently. And then belly in, hands support, and walk yourself back up to center. Swing the feet toward the front hip, and swing the body toward the front hip and the feet forward, and a little shake of the knees. So next, let's come into bound angle position. So I've got a bolster here. I'm going to go ahead and sit on the bolster. Now, after all of that work in the hips and groins, bound angle should feel pretty easy, hopefully. Soles of the feet together, and relax the knees. Don't push the knees down. So in bound angle, we're trying to open up the groin. If you forcibly press the knees to the floor, it actually tightens up the muscles of the groin. So rather than pressing down, press heels in. And you'll notice that might actually lift the knees away from the floor a slight amount, but it creates a lovely stretch in that inner thigh area. So lift up through the belly, press heels in, relax shoulders, and just hold for a few moments. You might also feel that the thigh bones are lengthening from hip to knee. And as that happens, you get a broadening across the sacrum and lower back. And then release, and you feel the legs drop maybe a few more inches. Now that action can be repeated, pressing in, lengthening out, noticing what happens there for a few breaths, and then relaxing. So let's just hold the relaxed position for a few moments. You can also come back into your mudra if you like, or you can just rest your hands on the lap. Another way that you can bring awareness into any part of the body is by chanting seed sounds. So for the pelvis, we're going to do a little round of Goom, which is a seed sound that is about removing obstacles. It also helps to vibrate awareness in the belly and pelvis. Between repetitions. Feel the resonance of the belly and low back. And then get ready to lay down in reclining bound angle pose, or Supta Baddha Konasana. So place the bolster So place the bolster behind the back, all the way up against the sacrum. Bring the soles of the feet together, resting the outer thighs on the blocks, and lie back. Make sure that the back feels well supported, resting the arms either on the floor, palms up, or you can come back into your mudra from the beginning. So resting here, relaxing the back of the body into the bolster, relaxing the buttocks, the thighs, and the belly and the groins. And when you are ready to come back to seated, wiggle fingers and toes, scoop the legs back to the center, roll to one side, and push yourself up from seated. Bring hands to the heart. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.